97.7 FM, the sound of the Southeast.
Good morning, you're listening to 97.7 FM with Laura and Erica, waking you up on your Thursday morning. Joining us in the studio is musical duo Tyson and Laura from Sunday Lemonade. Yes, that is right, there is another Laura joining us in the studio this morning. Good morning to the both of you.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
Maybe we could go with like L1 and L2 or something.
L1, L2, yeah. Well, thanks so much for coming in today. But before we jump into your live performance of your brand new song, let's talk about your current tour. You guys have both packed up your lives, invested into a van to travel around Australia, performing and busking all over Victoria and New South Wales. What prompted you to do this?
I guess we're both just a little bit stagnant and needed a bit of a change. Both kind of been thinking about doing it for a really long time, so just made the dive, I guess.
What were you guys always singing before you did all this?
We've both been, in previous ventures. I was doing some solo stuff for a few years, and Tyson was part of the Midwayers, which is a band with his brother and friends.
Oh, that's nice.
Now Laura's one of the friends.
Yeah, I sneakily just slided into the Midwayers. Just kind of popped in there, and now they have no say about it. They're there all the time.
Didn't give them a choice. Now, your home on wheels is called Maxi. Can you tell us a little bit about the story behind the name?
I don't know if I should say what the number plate is, but
maybe not.
The number plate pretty much says that one large bum. And it went from that to, it was like, well, gluteus maximus, Maxi, and then it just made perfect sense because one of our best friends has a dog named Maxi, so we thought, and it's got the same van, so we thought it'd be funny to name it after his dog, and also after a large bum.
I love how it's always like this progression of names, and then you finally get to one. You're like, "Yep, I'm gonna stick with that."
Yeah,
like my dog is called Snoopy. I called him Mr. Snoop, and then like I don't know, somehow it got to Sir Poops a lot. I have no idea why, but like Snoop, Poop, same thing.
It all makes sense.
Yeah. And I'm sure traveling around Australia has been nothing short of adventures. What are some of the weirdest experiences that you have encountered?
This one's up to Tyson, I think.
We had a gig. I won't say the venue. We had a gig up the East Coast and got let into our private accommodation and walk in, unlock the door, open the door, lights on. To the left of me in the top bunk is just all I can describe as a naked Danny DeVito. And lights on, nothing covered. And so that was great. That wasn't awkward at all.
So the receptionist gave you the keys to that room.
Yeah, I think the wrong key. I
wrong key?
to think it was the wrong key.
I think it was something like the band room had been hadn't been put aside or something like that, or hadn't been cleaned up, or so they just gave us a separate room, but nobody noted that we got given the key, and so it was just this big like scramble, and then we met naked Danny DeVito.
Yeah.
We didn't. Tyson did.
Yeah.
I didn't.
All ended in a pretty big surprise.
What did you guys end up doing after that?
Went down to reception and was just honest. Like, hey, got a bit of a weird one here, but there's a naked guy in our room. I don't know how to introduce myself to that. So yeah, they gave us another room, which was because we were all excited, out of the van for a day, get to stretch.
Yeah,
got a room, and then naked men.
Now, with your positive experiences, there are some negative experiences that you encounter. Of course, every bit of life, you do encounter a little bit of a negative experience. And poor Maxi got robbed.
Yeah, poor Maxi.
What happened with that?
A little bit violated.
It was quite unfortunate. We just had such a fun gig in Newcastle, and unfortunately went out to coffee with friends and came back, and we saw some coins on the ground near the van, and then quickly noted that all of the van had been tipped upside down, all of our bags and everything.
Jeez.
Felt much like, I guess, having your home searched through and flipped upside down and whatnot. But we were so fortunate. We both had this moment of like, oh my god, what about our instruments? Are they in there?
Straight away jumped
Yeah.
to like
Straight
worst
away.
case scenario.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we quickly, like, once we gathered ourselves, we started eliminating everything and saw that we still had everything. So,
That's
like,
so
it's
good.
so fortunate.
Didn't
And
Yeah.
lose anything of too much like sentiment or anything. So
Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
what we did lose was so
Yeah.
small in comparison to,
Mm.
like, we got to
What you
take
could
off
do,
out of
yeah.
there and head to our next gig that night. You know, like,
Yeah.
if it had been a worse off situation,
Mm.
we would have been quite sticky,
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
guess.
I was telling you guys before that that's something that I've always really wanted to do, like the whole van life thing. The one thing that puts me off is the safety aspect. Is there like, do you guys have any like safety features in your van other than just like locking the door? Because I know that some people have like,
Yeah.
we've just got heaps
Yeah.
of guns.
No,
No, we don't.
no, I guess you just got to remember that there's a lot more good than there is
Yeah.
bad in the world, and
and
just
I guess
being
like
smart.
with your house, you would just lock the door.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah.
it's no different. Yeah.
If you're just being smart and where you're camping up or where
Yeah.
you're parking your car for the day, obviously in that one very unfortunate situation, things were not the best they could be, but that was just one poor incident in 6 months. Like,
Yeah, you guys were so lucky to get
So
out of
lucky.
that with
So lucky.
so
your
lucky.
insurance and yeah,
We were able to drive to Tamworth that night and play a gig
Yeah.
that night.
yeah,
Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Wow,
if any of our guitars, instruments, or anything was taken, it would be like
Yeah.
all over.
heartbreaking.
Yeah,
It'd be
Yeah.
like
don't even know
end
what
of
we'd do.
end of the tour for a little while at least.
Yeah.
And that just is mind-boggling to me right now because we've just gone head into this this whole thing
Mm.
with no turning back. So if it was to have to stop, I don't know what we'll do. I don't.
Is there like a secret hiding spot? Don't announce it on air. But like, is there a secret hiding spot for your most important items in the van
We've
that
got
you
a
can?
lot of hiding spots.
Okay.
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was
Yeah.
gonna say make sure that everything. If you leave the van, put everything in the hiding
Yeah.
spots.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You could call them hiding spots, or I guess you could call them spots that you just shove things.
Yeah,
in.
exactly.
There's an empty spot there.
Put a
Yeah.
jump
Little
rope.
nooks that you can shove
That's-
things into.
Thanks, Laura. That's a little bit more honest. Shove spots.
Yes. Now, your debut single, Countless Corners, is the first song you guys have written together whilst on your tour.
Is
Tell me a little bit about the lyrics of the song, the melody, the theme.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I guess it kind of all started. We've got a little mini guitar in the van that we tour around, and I tend to annoy Tyson when he's driving and play song after song after song after song. And it just so happened that this one day I'd started writing down some things about how nice it is to be on the road, just the simple things, driving with the windows down when the sun's shining, and I don't know. It just kind of eventuated that neither of us have seen a whole lot of Australia, but we've seen a lot of things around the world, and just taking the time to do that now, I
Yeah.
guess.
I
Yeah.
just found this amazing beach in WA, like on the west coast, and
Yeah.
just sat there for a whole day. It
Yeah.
was just like,
You
whirlwind
don't
and
realise
so-
how beautiful your own
Yeah.
country
Oh,
is,
yeah.
do you? Yeah.
Oh,
Like
yeah.
you always think, oh, I want to go to Europe, I want to go to the States, and it's like, I haven't even seen Australia.
Yeah.
Yeah.
There's so many little
Yeah.
hidden gems and so many wonderful people around Australia. We've met incredible people. It just keeps you bopping along. It's so nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, Tyson, you are, according to Laura, notorious for really bad puns, like myself, just to say. So I feel where you're coming
Yeah.
from. It's when you get a really good pun in your head and you're like, I have to say it, like that feeling. So I wanted to ask you, off the top of your head, what is your favourite go-to pun?
Oh, I don't have anything right now. Anything that's like, I guess, relevant to what's happening, and if it sounds really bad in your head, it's always going to sound worse when it comes out.
The worst
So-
part is always going to get a laugh from me every
Yeah.
single time, no matter
Aw.
how bad. It's the worst.
I've got a few of the like dropped shoulders, bit of a head shake, and I'm like, I'm losing it. I've got to up my game a little bit.
Oh dear.
So how has this tour kind of changed you as, like, you know, you've seen more of Australia, you've kind of experienced more of life. How, as an individual or as individuals, has it changed you and brought you together as well?
Tyson?
You beat me to it.
I mean, you guys have been forced into a van together.
Yeah,
in the last
exactly.
six
We have,
months.
we have. I guess I've always lived like pretty simply. Like, simply. Is that a word?
Sure.
Simply. Simply,
Simply.
yeah.
Yeah.
Yes.
I think I put an extra syllable in there.
Simply.
Simply-able. And it's nice to, every time we touch back home in Victoria, like I've still got some stuff that I store at my mum's house or my dad's house
Yeah.
or our old housemate's house, and it's just every time kind of culling things, like being like, I don't need that, or things that you've taken away with you in the van that's just taking up space that you haven't used in the last 2 months, and it's like, don't need to take that anymore. It's really nice just really stripping everything back, and I feel like it really unclutters your mind because you've got less.
You've got the
Yeah.
necessities
That's
of life, pretty
Yeah.
much.
Yeah.
You don't have all these extra stuff. And
Yeah.
Did you guys live with each other before you lived in a van together?
We did, yeah.
Oh, okay, yeah. Because I
Yeah.
couldn't imagine
Yeah,
just the
off the
first
bat.
time you move in, it's in like this tiny little van.
No, we lived in a tiny little room prior to that.
Oh, okay.
In a tiny little surf shack. It was really lovely. We lived there
Down in Rye.
for 5 months or so
Yeah.
prior to deciding to pack everything up and shift into a van.
You're like, this place isn't quite small enough.
Yeah. Need something smaller.
Yeah.
Well, we're going to go into your debut single very, very shortly, just after this song.